morning, everybody. It's good to see you guys. I know that some of you guys, 4th and 5th graders, may have seen this last year, but to make it extra fun, we're going to have a little bit of a candy grab bag quiz. So Jack Henry's going to ask you some questions as he goes through his presentation. You guys can get a jump start on Halloween for whoever answers it correctly. And this is Ava. For those of you guys who don't know, this is Jack Henry's sister Ava. She's in K1 from Marlene's class. So Jack Henry, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jack, and this is my sister Ava.
She's a little shy. She'll warm up.
I would like to talk to you about a condition called hydrocephalus. Ava has hydrocephalus. We have two glass bowls here. They represent our heads. Does anyone know? In our heads we have fluid. Does anyone know what this fluid is called?
Water.
Water?
Brains? Whatever the fluid in your brain is called.
All right, you guys, here's 3 options. Whoever raised their hand first can answer, okay? Do you think it's amniotic fluid, cerebral spinal fluid, or white cell fluid? Oh! Okay.
Oh. White cell?
Nope.
The second one. I don't know what it's called. I forgot the name of it.
Okay, he's correct. Cerebral spinal fluid. All right, you guys, that's what this fluid represents. We all have this fluid in our brain. All right. Take a hand in there and grab a candy. Grab one. All right. Go ahead, Jack Henry.
Our brains need this fluid. This represents a normal brain. It absorbs the fluid and it releases it. And it does that normally. This is a brain with hydrocephalus. What is the difference between these two brains? One of them doesn't soak in the water, and the other one does.
Awesome. That's exactly right.
You said water.
But you got to remember the name. The
Hydrocephalus.
Lauren, there's no room.
Where?
awesome. And
There we are.
Adelaide. Gwen.
The spinal thingy fluid.
The cerebral spinal fluid. Awesome. Right. All right. Okay, go ahead, Jack Henry.
Does anyone know what happens when the brain can't absorb the fluid?
So you could get just floats.
You get a brain tumor?
You wouldn't be able to think normally.
That's right. That's right. So your brain can't learn and grow when it's being squeezed by that fluid.
Yeah, where's a good one? I'm just trying to find a good one. Let's see. Oh yeah!
Oh my god.
That's huge.
All right.
Lucky shot.
There's a solution, but it's temporary.
Wait, Dr. Ava.
This is the device that is the solution. It goes in your brain. Goes in the brain, and then this part goes through your neck into your stomach, and it releases the spinal fluid that your brain can't absorb. Did anyone know what this is called? A shunt? Correct.
Awesome, Jamie.
Wait, what's it called?
A shunt.
Called a shunt. It's a little pump that's just going to pump that fluid out of the brain.
I remember from last year. Yeah, they did.
But shunts break a lot. And when a shunt breaks, we need emergency brain surgery. How many shunt brain surgeries do you think a person with hydrocephalus has through their lifetime? I'm gonna list out answers. A, 0 to 20, B, 20 to 50, C, 50 to 100, or D, 100 or more. 100 more? correct.
Possible, not always, but some.
Pick somewhere where I don't know. Ava is
Do you have a
4.
question?
How many has Ava?
Oh, that's the next question. You get to be the first guess.
Ava is 4. How many brain surgeries do you think she's had?
Let Ava get the first guess.
And it's down. Come on.
20?
No.
Seven?
Luckily, no. Getting closer.
3.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, how did you know? Because I remembered.
We're hoping you can make a difference for hydrocephalus.
I'm gonna pass this around. You guys can look at it. Be gentle with it because it's already breaking, right?
there
That's the
brain
problem with
stuff
this
on
thing. No, it's never been in any brains. It's just
Okay,
a
good.
plastic. I wouldn't want to touch that either, Ava.
We're hoping you can make a difference for hydrocephalus by raising money to help find a cure or like trick or treating is one way. Hey, is Max here? Me. All right. You raised the most money last year. How did you raise so much?
I have my grandparents.
All right, well, it works, Max. That is great.
You can also make homemade treats or crafts and sell them for money. You could donate, or you could help out your neighbors or your parents with work. Thank you for listening.
Before we take any questions, you guys, I just wanted to say it was awesome that you guys helped us last year, so we're doing it again this year. The money that's being raised is going to fund a revolutionary new surgical treatment that hopefully might even eliminate the need for shunts and make people have fewer operations and ultimately a cure. So it's really, really important that we raise money to try to find something that's a better solution. I think you guys might remember from last year too, and this will be on your collection buckets, it's not only kids that get it, although a lot of babies and young children get this, but your grandmas and grandpas could get this. If you guys have ever heard of a condition called Alzheimer's or dementia, they start to forget things, or Parkinson's, they can't walk or move very well. Some of those people actually have hydrocephalus. And when they find out, they get a shunt like Ava, and then their memory can actually return, and some of their movement can return. A lot of our soldiers who go to combat and might be getting in an explosion, they get hydrocephalus. They have to get a brain surgery and have a shunt for the rest of their life. Or people who get in a car accident or some other kind of bad accident. So anyone can get this throughout their lifetime. So you'll probably, as you guys get older, know someone else besides Ava who has this. So it's over 1 million people who have hydrocephalus. So it's a lot of people. You had a question?
Yes. Are people born with it or is it contagious?
It's not contagious, so some people are born with it, and some people get it because they were in a bad accident or had a trauma to their head. But you won't get it from anybody. It's not like getting a cold.
Was Ava born with it?
No, she was born early because she had an intestinal problem, and she had surgery, and they think the trauma of being born so early made her acquire it. So when she was 1 month old is when she got it.
Can you die from it?
You can die from it because when the pressure builds up in the brain, if the brain doesn't have a way to release that fluid, it just keeps squeezing the brain until the brain can't exist anymore. So that's why the shunt's very important. And when it breaks, you usually have to get surgery within a few hours so that nothing bad happens. Anton?
Does the shunt irritate them?
It can. Like Ava's is right here, and then like you saw the tube, it goes down through and into her stomach. Some people have it going into their lungs or other parts of their back, but Ava's is in her stomach. They can get irritation along that track where the shunt is. Sometimes that means there's an infection. Then the doctor has to go in and take it out and put in a new one that's not infected. Gianna?
Like you said, if it breaks, how do they know when it's broken?
Well, if it breaks quickly, they would know because either she would be throwing up really, really bad, like worse than the normal, you have the flu, or she might have such a bad headache that it's like the worst headache, you couldn't stand it. Sometimes they break slowly if they get clogged, And you might notice over a period of days or a week that you can't think very well, or maybe you can't move very well. So then the doctor would do a scan, like an MRI, kind of like a special kind of X-ray sort of, or a CT scan, and try to look and see if it's broken.
Has a shunt ever broken inside her?
The reason Ava's had 3 surgeries, she had the first one just to put it in. And then the next time, it was kind of weird. She got an infection in her stomach from having the flu, kind of. And that infection traveled all the way up to the brain, so they had to replace it. So it didn't, hers hasn't broken yet, but it's been because of infection that she had to get those extra surgeries.
It seems really big. How did they get it in?
Right, so they want it to be that long so that as a person grows, if it doesn't break, they won't have to go in and replace it. So you'll see it when it's passed around. That tubing's very flexible, so it's coiled up around in her stomach, like in a circle. And as she grows, it should grow to the length of like an average female, which would maybe be 5'7", 5'8". But chances are it'll probably break before she gets that tall and she get another one.
How early were the signs of it evident, or what were the early signs like when she was a baby?
Well, her signs, because she was in the hospital already for the stomach, they were measuring her every week. And what happened was, from 1 week to the next, her head measurement grew a lot. Because when you're a baby, your skull's not fused together, so your head's very flexible. Now, if you weren't a baby, your head wouldn't grow like that, because your head's strong and all the bones are fused together. So you would have the signs like the throwing up, or your movement, or your thinking being impaired, or, or the really bad headaches. And then when you look on the scan, what you see is that in our brains we have these things called ventricles. You'll see that the ventricles are very, very large, and the brain is getting smaller because the fluid is pushing that brain and making it small. And then that means it can't grow and learn and think and do everything that the brain needs to do.
Well, she became a doctor since, so.
So yeah, she's
Must be
in
working.
3 years become a doctor. It's pretty amazing.
More questions?
Do you want to say thank you to everyone? No. Oh, Ava?
How did they put the thing like inside her brain or like inside her?
So she has, let's say if she needed a surgery right now, they would have to shave off part of her hair so that they could, open her skull and put it in, sew it back up, and then what they do is they make a little incision down here. So as they feed the tube through, they can pull it down. So she would have a little bit of stitching right here on the stomach to hold it down. And that's how they do it.
Coil it on her body?
Yeah, they would pull it down through there and then they coil it around, and that's tricky. I don't know exactly how to do that.
When was the last time she had surgery?
She had the last surgery 2 years ago.
Did they put her to sleep and did it hurt?
They did. They put her to sleep, and then when you come out of it, they give her pain medicine to try to control the pain, so until it heals.
Which side goes in the brain? Which side goes in the stomach?
Okay, the one that you're holding in your right hand, that is the valve, so that would be like right here on your brain. And that's the little pump that's magnetically adjustable. So because you don't want to pump all that fluid out of your brain, because it's important. We still need some fluid to make our brain work. And doctors can actually take this little magnetic device and put it right up to her head and adjust the flow either up or down, which is nice, because you used to have
This part goes
to.
in the stomach and this part goes in the brain.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
If you were bigger, would you get a bigger one?
Yeah, in fact, her first shunt was a lot smaller than that because she was only a 4-pound baby when she got the first one, so it was much smaller.
Charlie, you had a question?
No, I was gonna say that.
Okay,
All
we
right,
have
you
no
guys.
more questions. That was great.
Oh,
Thank you, Jack Henry, for your presentation, helped by your
thanks, Dave.
very smart sister.
Thank you, you guys. Do you want me to pass those out? Or what should we do
We'll
with
do
those?
them later on, I think. Like I said, towards the end of the day, be better.
Okay, I have one more box. I'll bring it in just to be sure I have enough I gotta give them out tomorrow to be done.
Okay.
But I
That's great. Did you say you want to bring some in now? Some extras in now?
one more box.
Want someone to give you a hand?
No. Oh, you wanna help?
Let's see. You get one.
Thank you, everyone. You guys were awesome last year. Ava, your note, I had to show that note to some people because it was such a sweet note. So it was really, really
We will try to raise
Thank you,
money.
Noah.